everyone. This is Biz Chicks TV. This is the place where you can find tips and tools to help you do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business that's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. And today is Tech Life with the Tech Divas. You know, on Fridays, we like to talk tech in English. So sit back, relax, hydrate. We're going to be here for a hot minute talking about this day in tech to start out. And I'm going to be joined today by the infamous Miss Terry Johnson, all the way from New York City, who's going to be talking to us about all things social media. Francine will be here soon. She is our co-producer and a biz chick. She's an entrepreneur and tech diva. So we're looking forward to hearing from her. And if we're blessed, Dr. Tachi will come in here from Florida and talk to us about media. So let's get this party started with this day in tech. Okay, I want to talk first of all about NASA's first launch. It was actually on October 11th, 1958. NASA launches Pioneer 1, the first spacecraft launched by the newly formed Space Agency. 1958, newly formed. Originally intended to go to the moon, because of a miscalculation, they missed the moon. It was in flight for approximately 43 hours, however, and they were able to receive, retrieve some successful data upon its return from outer space. So even though we didn't hit the moon, we landed among the stars and we brought back some great data, and we've been on the move ever since. October 11th, let's just go back 100 years, 1887. Dorr E. Felt is granted, a second of two patents on his comptometer, the first practical and commercially successful key-driven mechanical calculator. Various comptometers were in continuous production from 1887 until the 1970s. Wow. oh, oh my goodness, that's just almost 100 years. Let's talk about Pac-Man. Remember that? Remember Pac-Man? October 10, 1980. Pac-Man fever begins. Midway releases the video game Pac-Man to arcades in North America. While the Japanese released one under what they call Puck-Man, it really didn't take off until Pac-Man was released in the United States, and it was to become the first true mega hit video game in history. It sparked Pac-Man fever. I remember my kids were into it, and catapulted video into mainstream gaming culture. So, Pac-Man, October 10th, 1980. The first call over outdoor wires, October 9th, 1876. Alexander Graham Bell and Thomas Watson demonstrate the first two-way phone call over outdoor wires. Bell and Watson made their call between the cities of Boston and Cambridge. Wow. October 7th, 1952. Now, I know this is going to sound really bizarre because we only started seeing this technology being used recently, but American inventor Norman Woodland and his partner Bernard Silver are granted U.S. patent for classifying asparagus and method, described as article classification through a medium of identifying patterns. Of course, we know these things today as identifying patterns called barcodes. They sold this patent for $15,000. I know it sounds like pennies then, but they didn't know what phenomenal uses it would come to be. And then they did get one consolation. They were entered into the Inventors Hall of Fame. So with that, that is your day in tech. And I bring to you Miss Terry Johnson, all the way from New York City. How you doing this morning, Terry?
Hello, everybody. Well, that was some good this day in tech.
It
I
was
mean,
kind
it's
of
always
interesting,
good.
huh?
hmm It's good to look back.
It is. It is. Now, there's one more thing. Xerox started October 2nd, 1942. The guy who actually um, took the patent and did something with it,
hmm
but eventually photocopying wasn't, well, initially it wasn't really recognized as being as important as photography.
Right.
But later it became so important that he changed the name of his company from Haloid to Xerox.
Ah,
And the rest is history.
you have it.
So I don't think there's an office, even a personal office, that doesn't have some kind of printer,
hmm
copier, and formerly
Yeah, it's one of
faxing.
those things like tissue. Instead of saying tissue, say Kleenex. It's like the brand. There's a saying, or there's something about it when a brand name becomes the thing. And instead of you
Mm.
calling it tissue or paper towel, you say get the brown. You use the brand name. And there's a saying for that in the business where I can't remember what it's some kind of phenomenon, but you
When
know.
it just takes over, sort of like Google.
Mhm. Yeah,
Instead of
Google it. You
yeah,
don't say search, you say
exactly.
mhm. Alfredo had a comment here.
Oh, let me pull up my comments. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
there it is. He says NASA, National Aeronautics and Space Administration has a great hashtag that is used on Twitter called hashtag Ask NASA, and they have a great social presence. They do,
Oh,
Alfredo.
wow.
Right. You're right about that.
That is really good to know, especially if you have emerging scientists in your family.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, my grandson says he wants to be a scientist. So
Oh,
that,
we
so
need more of those.
I'm going. Yes, we do. So I'm going to share that with him
Yeah.
because
NASA's
I
a
don't know.
great site. I follow them. They have great pictures of, the Earth from the space, space station and everything. And
Mm-hmm.
they live stream everything. So
Ooh,
that's
nice.
one good thing coming out of the government. And
There's
that's
that.
all
So
I'll
you
say
know what?
about that.
Listen, I tell you, as it goes on, people have come to appreciate government.
hmm
It's like
And that's all we're gonna say about that
that's
today.
it. I know I've become much more appreciative recently. Oh, so where do we want to start? I've got a couple
Yeah,
of
go ahead with what
articles.
you have.
I just want to talk about Google Maps and how
Okay.
they are. Let me get this article up. They have come up with technology that helps people who are visually impaired
hmm
to navigate better, so that while they're walking, they are hearing instructions, sort of like announcements in the bus station. Well, hopefully they're clearer, but but announcements in the bus station telling them, okay, you're approaching this intersection. It's busy. It's not busy, which I
hmm
thought was just phenomenal.
Okay.
And you can see this article over on The Verge.
hmm
But it says here, let me give you a little text. Google Maps can now help visually impaired people get to their walking destinations more easily by continually reminding them that they're on the right path. Because that's good to know. I mean, even whether you're visually impaired or not, it's nice to know you are going in the right direction, right?
Yeah.
Warning them when there is a busy crosswalk ahead, telling them how far away their next turn is using voice navigation, and automatically pointing them back in the right direction
hmm
if they have to stop. So it's sort of like your car. You know how you get rerouted?
Yes.
Yes, and I just thought that was really, really good. And it's available now in English and in Japanese in Japan. So
Okay.
if you want to use it, you can turn on your Google Maps setting menu and turn it on in that menu. And it says the company says support for more languages and countries is on the way.
Oh.
Okay. And then this one is saying, talking about Uber moves into on-demand grocery delivery with acquisition of Corner Shop. Like
I
what?
read, yeah, that was in the New York Times today. I read that this morning. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, because you know why I like this? I like this because I recently visited a relative, and they are limited in different areas. They were,
Uh huh.
and one of them had had surgery, and they needed things delivered.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I'm going to check this out because I actually went through the process of setting up the delivery for her. And I sort of like that feature. So I might try this corner shop if it's available in my area. What's it say? Corner shop was founded in 2015, is currently active in Chile, Peru, Mexico, and Canada, and is headquartered in Santiago.
Okay.
Um, So I'm hoping that it won't be as expensive as Instacart was. But it says, but Uber is entering a crowded field with huge companies like Amazon, Instacart, Postmates jockeying for market share with major grocers like Kroger and Walmart. And I do believe that we ordered those groceries from Walmart, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm.
Yeah. And I don't know which service they use, but they did deliver it. So that was interesting.
That is.
Mhm.
That story it came out this morning in the New York Times, and I bookmarked it. I didn't get a chance to read it, but I did bookmark it.
Yes, it says Uber moves into on-demand grocery delivery with the acquisition of Corner Shop
Okay.
for an undisclosed sum of money. Don't you? You love that?
And undisclosed. You know that? Do you know what that means? A lot of
Expensive.
money.
Yeah. Yep. Wow.
Oh
And
my god.
now there was something else that was on my mind, and I can't recall what it was.
Mhm.
Um, oh, I know what it was. Facebook. It seems that some people are pulling out of the deal for PayPal. That's what I wanted to say.
Oh,
PayPal
PayPal.
is pulling out of the deal for the cryptocurrency Libra.
Oh,
Yeah, they say they don't want to be part of it. I got to find this article.
okay.
So give me a
Yeah, go
second. I
ahead.
had it a minute ago, but you know,
Well,
Facebook.
and the same thing with Facebook. I heard that they're what is it, Libra?
Yeah, this
That
is
there's a lot of people that were on board, and I heard this on Yahoo Finance. A lot of
okay.
people that were on board at the beginning are having cold
Yes.
feet about this cryptocurrency, with Facebook. So it's just interesting
It,
that these people are starting to say, okay, well, let's rethink this.
Yes, and one of the issues I can remember from reading the article, one of the issues was they were concerned about money laundering. And here it is.
Mhm.
The possibilities of it's so limited in terms of regulation,
Mhm.
okay, that they were concerned. PayPal has decided to withdraw from the Libra Association. Remember, they formed that 28 member nonprofit organization
Yes.
in June of this year to oversee the cryptocurrency creation and eventual consumer rollout. The company doesn't cite a specific reason, saying only in a statement to The Verge that it decided to forego further participation. I love this. I love this when a
Participate.
wordsmith forms an answer. I used to do this for the government to forego further participation in the Libra Association at this time and to continue to focus on advancing our existing mission and business priorities as we
Mhm.
strive to democratize access to financial services for underserved populations. This person must have worked for the government at some point or been an attorney. We remain supportive of Libra's aspirations and look forward to continued dialogue on ways to work together in the future. The statement continues. Facebook has been a long-standing and valued strategic partner to PayPal, and we will continue to partner with and support Facebook in various capacities. However, a reported a report published by Financial Times yesterday said PayPal had begun distancing itself from the project amid increasing regulatory scrutiny. Hmm. The company reportedly signaled its intention to skip a meeting in D.C., which was scheduled for today. Hmm. And then there's something else going on in Geneva or Switzerland somewhere on the 14th of this month. Remember?
Okay.
It says, let me finish this sentence. It says, scheduled meeting in DC scheduled for today. And the Financial Times reports that at least one primary concern for PayPal has been the lack of attention Facebook executives have paid to Libra's considerable backlash. Another key concern is how the platform will combat money laundering activities. And this has always been a concern with cryptocurrency,
Yes.
has been the ability to do interesting things with money, to move money around. I'll put it that way. Okay. Um, the statement given to The Verge reaffirmed the nonprofit's commitment to build generational payment networks. See, I don't understand what they mean by these terms, generational payment networks.
Mm-hmm.
And then the fact that they're concerned about underserved populations. Does that mean that everybody doesn't get to participate in this cryptocurrency thing?
Hmm.
Or
Sounds
does
like
it,
it.
yeah, or does it mean that we got in on the ground floor and they ain't happy about that? Because I've seen a lot of groups forming last year in 2017 talking about this cryptocurrency coming and getting in on the ground floors of these things. So
Okay.
Facebook got an attitude, and they said later on that evening, Facebook's communication team sent out another statement in which the blockchain project's policy chief appears to criticize PayPal for not having the fortitude to stick with something as difficult and demanding as Libra. Hmm.
Hmm.
Wow. So the verbiage began. I thought that was interesting. There's more to the article, but you guys can check it out over there on The Verge. But I just thought, little shade
Some shade, the kids say, it's some shade.
coming from Facebook about how PayPal is rejecting. Well, what would you say? Declining to continue to participate. They've taken the opportunity not to participate. I don't know how you put that. It's sort of like when you
Oh.
call your friend up and say, you know what, I thought that was a good idea, but I don't think I'm available for that. Now that I really think about it, I don't really want
Mm-hmm.
to take that cruise to Mexico on Christmas Day after all. You know,
Exactly.
you know what I mean? So
Ah.
it sounded like a good party at the time, but I think I'm gonna
Yeah,
pass.
we gotta rethink it.
Hmm. Now that we
Oh
got to the
boy.
family, we decided we're not gonna do that with y'all.
We're
So
not gonna do that.
we ain't doing that with y'all. So those are the things that stuck out for me today. What
Mm-hmm.
stuck out for you in the world of tech?
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in social media this week. Instagram has released a lot of things. But before I jump on and beat up Facebook,
Oh,
like we
please.
always do, I want to talk about Twitter. Now, Twitter needs its hand slapped because it did a little boo boo.
Mm.
Twitter, you know.
Mhm.
So what happened is they let advertisers target users using personal data users provided for account security. So let me tell you what
What?
that is. This is two-factor authentication. Now, we talked about that a lot here to turn it on for your apps.
Yes.
And the two-factor authentication is several levels. There's a phone call, a SMS, which is a text message,
Hmm.
or you can use a third-party app. And I recommend that you use a third party app. Google has a free one called Google Authenticator. There
Mm,
are others, and you can use those at your will. But what happens is when you log in with your username and password, there's another, Twitter or Facebook or any other app, any website you log into, they will send you a second level of security. That's why it's called two-factor authentication. So they will
mm-hmm,
send it to how you set it up, your phone number, your SMS text messaging, which means you get a text message with a code, or you use
mm-hmm,
the third party authenticator app, which gives you a code and they're recycled like every 10 seconds, like 15 seconds, they recycle them.
mm-hmm.
So now you use the two-factor authentication because you want a level of security with
Correct.
logging into your account because people get hacked on Facebook all the time. I get messages from my friends, oh, don't do this because somebody hacked my account. So when you turn on the two-factor, T is 2FA. When you turn on the 2FA, it's supposed to get rid of that because the code goes to where you told it. Now
Mm-hmm.
Twitter did something in the background, something happened, not on purpose, that this data of your phone number, because in order to send a text message, you must have a phone number.
Correct.
So when you put your phone number in on Twitter, that was supposed to be secure, and advertisers weren't supposed to have access to that data. Well, something in the background happened, and they were able to use your number to target you for ads.
Say what?
Twitter has fixed this,
Okay. Hey,
but
Dora. Mm-hmm.
here we go again with privacy and keeping a handle on privacy and social media. And I don't want anybody to read this story or hear about this and go, I don't want to use 2FA. You should use it, but you should only use the third party app. Now I know it's another step and it's a pain because I every time I have to do 2FA, I hate it. But it's like locking your door when you go to bed at night.
Mm-hmm.
You lock your door and you double lock, you might triple lock, and you get a level of security, right? Same
Yes.
thing with this. So when you set up, and you can go back into all your apps if you're using SMS text messaging,
Mm-hmm.
they have your phone number. So if
Correct.
you don't want them to use it for advertising, turn off the SMS text and turn it into using Google Authenticator, or there's a couple others. So
Okay.
what you do is when you install the Google Authenticator on your phone, it's an app. And when you add in your other apps that need the code, they will be listed. So when you go in the app, you get a new code every time you open up the app. It recycles, I think 15 seconds, 30 seconds. I'm not sure the timing. And what
Mm-hmm.
you do is you tap the code and copies it to your clipboard. You go back to the app and you paste it in. Super simple. So you want to make sure that you use two-factor authentication, but only with a third-party app such as Google Authenticator. Now, is that clear? I know that's a lot.
That's a lot. I think. Okay, so I think you're gonna have to do that again. I know what a two. Um,
Two-factor authentication.
yeah, because my bank uses it, and
Yeah.
they couldn't
Yes,
detect
your
it.
bank uses it, and now your banking is very secure. You shouldn't have to worry about that because banking is regulated, and they have to make sure that that is, that level of security is there. We're talking about for logging in to Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn, any
App.
of your websites. Some of your websites will offer it to you. There'll be an option that
Okay.
says, "Do you want to turn on two-factor authentication?" And
Okay.
when you do that, there's options to get the code because that's what you're
Correct.
setting up. You're setting up the app or the website to send you a code. So you don't want it to be SMS text messaging because that's your phone number on your cell phone.
Correct.
So you want to opt into third party authentication, which is
Mm-hmm.
Google Authenticator, which is another app.
Okay. So
Okay.
then it sends a message to the app.
Right. So the two-factor authentication, there should be more than one choice: a phone number, a
Oh,
text message, or a third-party app.
oh, see now I've seen the two. I've seen the text message or the email, but I
Yeah, you
haven't.
could do email's another good one. You could do email.
Or but I don't think I read further. It must be really small.
No, there should be right now. There should be an option for a third party. They may not say third party app, but it's they'll say Google Authenticator or another app. That's the choice you want to make, or email. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
Email is another good option. It's not anything that's not tied to your phone. Let's say that anything that's not tied to where you got to put your phone number in. Do that.
Okay, so my question is, once they have decided to take this information, or let's say
Well,
once
okay, they're not taking the information. In Twitter's case,
yeah,
when you advertise on Twitter, you're allowed a set of tools like demographics, like where people live, blah blah blah. They inadvertently allow people to target ads by phone number. That's all they did. They didn't do anything nefarious. It was ads targeting by phone number, which is a no-no. Because people didn't sign up for that. The phone number was for two-factor authentication only, not for using data to sell ads to me. That's the issue.
Okay.
So nothing was done wrong. It was just that advertisers that set up ads on Twitter was able to target people by phone number, and that's not what it's used for.
Gotcha.
That's all it is. So and then I'm saying in the beginning that when you're using two-factor authentication, because we've talked about that before with a level of security and privacy.
Yes.
Use the two-factor authentication. Just do not use the option where you have to put your phone number in. If you want a level of security.
Okay.
And this is on any website, any app. Because your phone number is that piece of data that you guard religiously. Like for me, I will sign up for things with email, but I have several throwaway emails that are junk emails. And I use the junk email and I never check it because I'm like, okay, it's not something I care about. If it's something I care about, like Netflix, I will use my real email because I need to know, what's going on with my Netflix account and logging in such and such. But if it's something that I don't really care about, I will use one of the throwaway junk emails. So email is good for that. It's just that people have a hesitancy with giving out phone numbers, like Social Security numbers.
Yes.
You don't want to give away that because if you give out your phone number, you're going to get opt-in to text messaging from somebody, or you're going to get messages you don't want to be bothered with. It's basically what
we're already getting enough robo messages. Hi, Fran. How you doing? I see Fran's in the background.
Hey, Fran.
Are you ready? Are you camera ready?
Okay, so I want to make sure everybody's clear about the Twitter situation.
I think so. Well, I get it that they didn't do it intentionally.
Right. It wasn't intentionally.
It just it sounds like it was just an option and the advertisers took advantage of it.
Right. They didn't take advantage of it. Twitter allowed them to see something that they weren't supposed to see. They took advantage of it because it's a tool in the ad setup.
Exactly.
So it's not their fault, it's Twitter's fault. Pretty much.
But Twitter did not do it maliciously, is what we're saying.
There was no malicious intent on anybody's fault. The details of how this happened, I'm not sure. Something in a database was turned to yes instead of no. Who knows? Twitter knows that detail. But I wanted to make sure that everybody knows that two-factor authentication is okay to use. You should use it.
Okay. Wow. Well, we know that Tachi's not going to be able to join us today. She has a shoot in Atlanta.
Oh, okay. Well, good.
We wish you much success. Much success.
Yes.
Wow. So, I didn't know all of that was going on. They said something about them launching some kind of new app on Twitter. What was that? Cambria or
app on Twitter?
Yeah. I'll see if I can find it. But
so while you're looking at that, we're gonna move over to Facebook.
Yes.
Facebook is the whipping boy that we whip constantly on this
show. Oh my goodness.
Facebook. Well, it's Facebook's fault. It's Facebook's fault that they're getting all this flat because okay, last week we talked about the new app called Threads, right? Is
Yeah.
their separate app, separate from Instagram, that they want people to download. And when I mean people, Gen Z, they want Gen Z to download it because it's their copy of Snapchat features. And I said last week that nobody wants to download a separate app from Instagram. For what? I don't want to do.
Mhm.
Hey, Anna. Anna's here.
She wanted to know was Tachi at Tyler Perry's studio. We really
Oh,
don't
okay.
know. She just,
I don't know. Maybe
hey,
it looked like a fabulous weekend. I wish I was there.
I did see the little video, on what was it, Good Morning America or something. They showed the studio and talked about it. I thought that was really a winner.
And Anna said, "Wouldn't be surprised. Greatness flies together." You're right about that one.
Well stated.
All right, so back to Facebook and their new app, Threads, which is
Okay.
their Instagram. It is direct messaging between a circle of close friends where you share photos and messages and you
I
know
thought that's what
DM each
Facebook
other.
was.
What happened?
I thought that's what Facebook was.
Facebook was what? Facebook does a lot more, but this Threads is like a closed. It's like an app you use with your close friends, and only you and your friends see it. It's not public.
Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about this Threads because
Yes.
a lot of people aren't happy with it because
Really?
I said this last week that you have app fatigue. You don't want
Mhm.
to download another app for what? And I said that the target audience for this app is Gen Z teenagers that use Snapchat religiously. Snapchat is their favorite because they like the way it interacts, they like the tools and everything. So Instagram is constantly coming for Snapchat and stealing its features. This one is a no-go because one, no one wants to download a new app. Two, there's some privacy issues with this app, and I'm going to list them all to you
Please.
because it's a list.
Oh, wow.
This Thread app requests huge amount of data, 24/7 access to your location, battery, where you are. And now a lot of apps do that. I will give it that. But this Thread is going overboard. So it has continuous access to your location, continuous access to your movement and fitness activity, your battery
Wow.
level, whether you're connected to Wi-Fi or mobile data or not, your closest friends from your Instagram list,
My
and
goodness.
they have access to a lot of personal info that can be used to build up a detailed portrait of your life. And it's because they're saying that Threads is an app that you use with your close friends, so you want them to know it's basically a stalking app.
A stalking app, is that what you call
Stalking, yeah, amongst a group of people, your friends.
it?
So
Here's
Facebook is saying that, oh, they're your close friends. You should want them to know where you are at all times. Well, maybe you don't want
stop.
that. Maybe you don't want
Stop
that.
it. Wow.
And
Here's the other thing. People are already oversharing. Why would
yes,
you why would you
yes.
encourage them to share more stuff?
So Anna says, I haven't quite hit full on app fatigue yet, but I can see how that would be a problem. And it is a problem because it's being reported that a lot of people are leaving 1-star reviews
Hmm.
on in the App Store, or probably
Wow.
the Google Store. They're also downloading the wrong Threads app because there's another Thread app called Threads that has nothing to do with Instagram, but people are so mad that they're downloading the app, they're just leaving 1-star reviews. So that what the 1-star review means is that the app doesn't go to the top of the list in the most popular downloaded apps.
Okay.
So that's what that means. So you don't you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that in the App Store because people check the charts, which is the top 10 apps downloaded this week or the top
Oh.
whatever. So people check that. So if you're not on that, you're not popular.
So where do they post that? The top 10? Is it in the App Store?
It's in the App Store. Yeah. When you go to hold on, I'll bring mine up. When you go to the app store, when you bring it open, you tap apps on the bottom,
Mm-hmm.
and that's where it's listed. Popular apps, apps we love right now. So Apple is doing that. Apple is saying these are the top, and it's not 10, it's more than 10. There's a see all when you go to see all.
Okay.
Let's see.
Now I'm gonna go to
No,
my app
I think it's
store.
about 10. I think it's about 10. So there's a chart there. Google probably has one for the Play Store. I don't have an Android, so I'm not sure.
Okay, so when you go to apps, there you go, and you say there's some place where I can see the top 10.
What does it say top 10? It just says great apps, popular apps, apps
Yeah,
we
great
love.
apps for
Those
iOS
are charts.
13.
Those are charts.
Ah,
Those are
okay.
ranking charts.
Gotcha.
And Anna says the logo for the correct one is Anna. I downloaded it, but I didn't open it. Let me see if I still have the threads. I think it's a like a purple. Yeah, it's a purple icon with a camera lens, the lens finder, the camera lens in black. And so it's purple with a black lens on the icon. That's the one to use. I downloaded it. I have not used it yet
Okay, so I'm gonna
because I
search
was
for
just
it.
like, I'm not interested in using it. And then I read this story a week later about them using all the and see, okay, let's say what's bad about this app using so much data, because all the apps track you, but you can turn that off. Some of those things you can turn off. With this new threads, you cannot turn it off. It's bad
What?
because Facebook is a data hog. They love data from you.
Yes.
That's why it's free. So guess what they do with that data? They use it to entice advertisers to buy ads by saying, look, you can target this person by number, by location, by interest, by information, by income, by where they went to school. There's so much data. When you run an ad in Facebook, is scary. But it's for targeting.
Mm-hmm.
How they get that data is from you, from
Because
us.
you gave it to them.
Because when you
And
go
so
into the
how?
app, it starts ticking.
Wow.
Um,
So that, wow.
Anna says I don't know if I'll get it. Just curious. Yeah, get it and look at it. Don't go by me. I'm just giving you
But
my opinion.
well, my question is this, Terry. To get it, do we have to give up a bunch of information?
Yes, that's what the story is about. That's the
Yes.
article, and I'm
So,
going to put the link in so you guys can read it. Don't go by what I'm saying, but this is it. They're monitoring you 24/7, your battery use, where you are, and everything you do with your phone has geo targeting. You can take a photo and be geo targeted by your phone, by your photo, because there's information in the camera that has geo tracking for Google Maps.
oh, so that's how when I go to look at my photos and they have them categorized by where I was,
Hmm.
that's how they got the
That's geotag.
information.
That's geo tracking, geotagging. I'm gonna put the link to this story. It's on Business Insider, guys. I'm gonna put
Uh-huh.
it there so you can see.
Wow.
And yes, Anna, I don't believe you could turn that off. I don't believe, yeah. I don't think you could turn it off because it's it's like turning off the faucet when you need water. Facebook is not gonna do that. Anna says they'll get a laugh off of my iPhone 6 battery struggle. Yeah, so
Well,
it's
the
unnecessary
question
to have that information.
is that going to inconvenience you, Anna? Because now they're tapping into your battery on a regular basis. Wow.
And see, the thing about the Wi-Fi usage, let me give you a clue about that. You can run targeted ads to people on Facebook, whether they're on Wi-Fi or mobile. Why is that important? Because if they're on Wi-Fi, that means they're at home or the office. If they're on
Oh.
mobile, that means they're out of the home. So you can use that information depending on what kind of business you are. So if you want to target people that are not at home or the office, you target by mobile. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
target people, if you're a shopping app or whatever, and you say for instance Black Friday, you want to run some Black Friday ads, well you're going to target people on Wi-Fi more than mobile.
Mm.
It gets you a better return on your ad. That's just one of the and see from using that data from them using this app and Facebook and Instagram and all that. That's how things are custom made and custom targeted with ads in Facebook.
Wow.
Not a bad thing, but I'm just saying that this Threads app is supposed to be you and your close friends, family, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they want to circle the wagon, so to speak, and have you in a group and track, and it's like you being in the zoo. They put a tracker on you. You know that how they get wild animals and they
They catch and
and
release so they
they
can
put
track
a
them.
tag on them because I'm
Yes.
watching on PBS all the time. They are always tracking the snow leopard
Yes.
somewhere because they
Yes.
put a tag on it on the ear or somewhere.
Yes, they do.
So
Oh
that's
my
what they did to you with this Threads app.
You know something, that is such a great visual. I
That is it's what I could think. It's the only thing I could think of. It just came to my mind of
but,
how
but
being
wouldn't we
targeted.
think different if we had little buttons on our ear that were shaped like cell phones to
Well,
remind us?
when you get the ring that has all your payment data in it, and you want to swipe at Amazon, you want to swipe everywhere to pay for stuff. That's
Mhm.
that's targeting because they have to use information to target where you are. And Anna says, "Great, now I have the National Geographic theme song going in my head." It's the only thing I could think of that would, that everybody would understand
Yes.
with this. And again, it's not just Facebook. Snapchat does it, but Snapchat allows you to turn it off. You can go in and turn it off. All
Okay.
that geo tagging and targeting where you are on the map, your friends can see you on Snapchat. You can go in your Snapchat settings and turn it off. I'm not seeing that or hearing that with this story with Threads,
Wow.
that you're able to turn it off. So let me
Mm.
ask you, what do you guys think about that? Do you want to be targeted like that when you're in a group of family, not public?
Mm-hmm.
It's a private group, you and your friends and your family chatting and sending pictures and talking and texting and oh, I'm over here and I'm over there, and all of that information is being tracked. I want to know what people think about that.
Wow.
Really?
Data is money.
Yes, it
It's
is.
the new currency
It
system.
is. Data is money.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
this and Anna says you have to know how to turn it off on the Snapchat. Not everyone got. Yes, you're right, Anna. So I'm telling you now, if you use Snapchat, you can turn it off. It's just you go into settings and there's a setting, but you have to find it. So take a little time to dig in settings and look for privacy, or it
Mm.
may be called something. I'm not sure what it's called in the other apps, but you can turn it off. And a matter of fact, I'm going to look real quick at my Snapchat. And I use Snapchat for some younger family members that
Mm-hmm.
they don't do phone calls. There's a time difference, so of course,
I think I need to go into my settings. You know why?
mhm.
I
For
when I was
Snapchat,
no, but when I
no,
was visiting and I was walking in an area that I was unfamiliar with,
mhm.
I gave them permission to track me. Now I'm
No,
not
turn that
sure
off.
where that would be in my settings.
Okay, so this is a tip for the Snapchat users.
Mhm.
If you use it, you swipe down and you get a map, and then there's a little cog, a little gear icon.
Mhm.
It says share your location, and it's called ghost mode. So you need to turn that on. Ghost
Mhm.
mode. I love how they called it ghost mode.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, go your ghost. They can't
And
see you.
they can't
Um,
find you.
so that's Snapchat. Facebook has it. Instagram has some tools where you can you can stay friends with somebody but not see their posts. I've done that to one person. This is somebody in another country that I want to be friends with them, but they were just sharing too much. Like it was too many posts. I hate that. And I'm like, okay, I turned the notification off, but I still see it. And I was like, you know what? I'll just, you know, turn them off, and then when I want to see them, I could go to the profile when I have time.
Okay.
I just and I was thinking of this week that the notifications is the death of productivity for me at least, because the notifications pop up and it's like an instant. What's the is it Pavlov's dog?
Yeah.
That it's just
Where the
instant,
bell rings and you
right? So
start
and I'm
salivating.
working, right? So I'm
Yeah.
working, and my phone is here, or my iPad is here, or whatever, and it's just it catches my eye. So I look at, I'm like, it might be my daughter, it might be this, it might be that, but I'm working on something. So then that few minutes of distraction, a minute or two of distraction, it gets me off center with what I'm doing, the project or the work.
Mm.
So I hate that notifications are there. I've turned some of them off. If you have a watch, it's even worse because it's like all of these things from LinkedIn. I'm like, I don't want to know that this person is going live right now on my watch. So I got to turn that off. Then you got to go into notifications and turn certain ones. I do want breaking news because I want to know if something's happening that I need to
Okay.
know about. But all of the other apps all have the notifications. So I go in and I turn them off because to me, it's a time killer
Mm-hmm.
because
I
your focus is
yeah,
is taking off what you're doing.
I agree. Now
I mean, that's my opinion.
I'm looking in here in privacy. Location services are on. So I should go in here and turn them off.
What depends on, what
It's
are you in Facebook?
I'm in my phone. I'm in my iPhone 8. I
Mm-hmm.
mean 10, and I'm looking through under privacy.
Mhm.
And when
And
I
see, Anna agrees. She said a push notification is a distraction.
yeah, oh yeah,
And then she
definitely.
said she deleted Snapchat because the app took me off, designed deliberately not. Yeah, it's not for it's for Gen Z. I mean, I'll be honest with that. It's for Gen Z, but I like it because I have some millennial Gen Zs in my family, and it's like I said, there's a time change, and it's a good way for me to keep up with them.
Mm,
Anna says in Apple settings, I'm still adjusting what notifications I want or don't want. That's what I mean. You have to take time and do that. And then if you have a watch, they go to the watch too. And I'm just constantly going, okay, I gotta remember to turn that off. I gotta remember to turn that off because it's distracting. So I'm glad to see
mm.
I'm not the only one that goes, notifications are the death of productivity. I just thought of that the other day. I was like, I gotta sit down. So now I've whittled it down,
Okay.
and now I'm not getting as many notification pop-up things. And
Okay.
then
And
of course, on the phone, on the Apple phone, you can turn the do not disturb on, and I
yeah,
forget to do that. But you have to remember to do it.
I do that.
That's
Um,
a good way to do it.
Now I'm looking at in my Apple
Um,
phone, it tells me that I can select which ones I want to, basically track me.
Okay, Francis Terry, go to the app to turn off that location.
Hmm. Yes, and I see that. I see that each
Okay.
one of some of them I have never, and some of them while using, like
Mhm.
my map,
Mhm.
um, things that I know that might require a.
Right. Some of it will say, we need location needs to be turned. I'm not sure the exact wording, but
It
it's
says
like
share
no.
my location,
Yeah, it needs to
and
be on to work.
yes,
Mhm.
and so you can customize that because I have some that say while using, and over here on Facebook I have never. Uh, and then one of them I have ask me, so you can customize these privacy settings much simpler than it used to be.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Because
And see, the thing is, when you install a new app, at least for me, when I install a new app and it says, "Oh, do you want the notification?" I just go that, yeah, that, and then it's something that don't bother me. So now I got to remember to go back in the notification and say, "Do not notify me." So it's like Anna said that she's whittled it down. So you have to spend time and whittle it down.
okay,
But I was thinking, and when you first get a device, you're like, "Oh, these notifications are great," and then you go, I don't want all these notifications. So,
it's especially if they ding. I
oh,
do. I
Don't.
cannot stand when it has the little noise. I turn the sound off, but
Hmm.
they still drop down. And not only that, they drop down on all my devices, like you
So
said.
that's see that's
Your
you. So
watch.
that's what I mean. You do one, and then if you have a phone and an iPad, they do both. So you have to go in and say, okay, don't drop down, don't do the banner, don't do sound, don't do that.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
It's just a
Okay.
distraction that I realized. I was like, wait a minute, this is a distraction. Turn it off.
This is a big deal. And because you can get sucked into the vortex if you start
Yes.
looking at stuff.
Yes, you can, and it's designed. All of these apps are designed to get our attention. The scrolling and it's when you scroll in Instagram and TikTok and all the others, it's the gamification part of it. Like when you're a slot machine in Vegas, when you're just that thing is spinning and you get excited. So the app developers, they know that all of this psychological stuff is put in there. You don't realize it's happening until you slow down and say, wait a minute, I'm not getting as much done because every second that I gotta look from here to there, it's not worth it. It's too
Mm-hmm.
much.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And everybody's doing something, and they're posting 2, 3 times a day. It's just like, oh my God, times how many?
Right. Yeah, add it up. You never think about it. How many times the notification dings you or makes a sound or pops up? How many times in a day?
Mm.
Time is valuable. We don't have a lot of it.
Not to mention the time it takes to refocus. No
Yes.
money, more money, no whammies.
Yes. Yes. Okay, so that's the new threads. Now, Instagram also has added a new camera called Create
Mm.
in Instagram. So when you go into the camera function under the stories at the top or from your profile, however you
Uh-huh.
get to stories, there's a new camera option. You have to swipe left, and I'm going to bring
Okay, let's go there.
let's go to Instagram. So it's there and it's called Create. That's a new camera feature. And where
Okay,
is
now
mine? Okay.
to get to my stories,
Mhm.
first I got to get
So you
into
can do
my.
the camera at the top left. That's how I usually do it. And then you have at the bottom where it says normal, and to the right it says boomerang. You go to the left, it says create. And you'll have some options there. So you'll have tap to type, which is you can type text on the background. If you swipe over there, I have templates. So they're giving you like some help. And then at the top is an icon. It looks like dice. So when you hit it, it swipes through all of the options. So for the next, it says quote of the day. It says question. The template. I'm on template. Um,
Mhm.
I see quote of the day. I see pizza. So they're giving you help. Then the next one is GIF. Add a GIF to your story, so you can go to Giphy and Jiffy or however you want to pronounce it. I say GIF. Go to Giphy, and then it finds a GIF to add to your story. The next one is a countdown timer. And again, if you go to the top, there's two dice icon. It will flip through the options. Like I have schools out, quitting time, the weekend. So this countdown timer, you put it on
Mhm.
your story, and then it count. You set the time, and then it counts down, and it does some like confetti something or whatever.
Okay.
That one. Then there's a quiz next to that. You can ask a question and give people options to answer your quiz. Ask a question is next. Ask the question, type in the question, and there's a yes button and a no button. And then the last one is another ask me a question, but it's a box where the person can type in a question to you. Okay, so that's the create.
Mm.
The create. Now, there's supposed to be some others that I have not seen. There's supposed to be one that says on this day. I haven't seen it. I don't have it. So it's supposed to be on this day and it goes back into your archive and pulls up whatever you posted from this day last year.
Oh wow.
But I don't have that option. So if you guys have it, let me know. I don't have it. I've looked for it. Um okay, so and yeah, Anna says where is she? Oh, no money. Oh, she says we need a cam. She says, "Yeah, I need to." Well, StreamYard should let me do that, but maybe that's something to request StreamYard to do. Carlos, I forgot how this Carlos doesn't use StreamYard, does he, Anna? I don't think he uses StreamYard. I think he has his own like custom setup.
Mm.
And then she says, "Oh, neat. So like poll feature on Facebook, but IG, yeah. Well, they've had Instagram has had the poll feature for a while on stories. They just
Mm.
added a new camera option to where you just go instead of because there's a live or create, normal, boomerang, super zoom, hands free.
Mm-hmm.
So the create camera is it creates a background and then you can type on it or add any of the options that you want to do without you having to do it outside of the app in say Canva or somewhere else. Instead of you making the graphic, Instagram is saying here's a background, put some text and we'll okay. So yeah, he uses StreamYard. I'm not sure how he's getting his camera. I'll have to ask him. He might be using virtual camera, and I tried using virtual cam, but it doesn't work with Chrome.
Mm.
That's been one of the things talked about in the StreamYard group that Chrome did an update, and now you can't virtual cam. You can't use virtual
I
cam.
remember that conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's that's getting in the third party, streaming things and every. So we're not going to get into that. Yeah, he has his
This
own
is
toolbox.
very interesting.
Mhm.
I don't use this feature much, and I'm like,
Well,
this
this
is
is new.
putting
The Create
animal
is
places
new,
in
so
my.
try it out. Create is new. When you go into it, the first thing you see is tap to type. That means you could type what you have to say, a quote, a question, a this, a thought,
Wait
whatever
a
you
minute,
have to
this is
say.
putting eyelashes on me. Wait a minute, what is this?
Oh, that's you're in the filters that lets you
Uh
put a
huh.
filter on your face.
Yes, I'm like, oh,
Hmm.
okay,
There's lots of things to play with in Instagram with the camera for stories, not the
okay,
feed, the stories. I mean,
wow,
you could do one in the stories and save it to your feed, but it's going to be the wrong size. It won't be the feed
mm,
size, but you could do it.
okay,
So that's the new update from Instagram. They got
wow,
a new thread app, and they have a new camera icon. Also, another thing I heard from Mari Smith on her page on Facebook, she said that Instagram direct message is coming to the desktop. Because remember, Instagram is an app that's used on your phone. They
mm-hmm,
want you to use it on the phone, but Facebook has a creator studio which allows you to see your analytics if you're a business page, and also I think if you're a creator, Instagram creator, I'm not sure because I don't have that, but you're supposed to see your messages, and now they're allowing you to direct message from the desktop, which is a big deal to some people. I'm
okay,
not a big, I mean, I'm not that excited about it because most things are mobile now.
uh huh,
So, most people have a phone. So, but
exactly,
it's been a request from people. Well, we want to do stuff on the desktop with Instagram. Well, there you have it. Anna is saying, "Oh, those are the filters. The eyelash one makes your eyes a little bigger." Hmm. So
ah,
the filters will, some of the different filters will put makeup on you or change their scene
yeah,
or something to the background, or there's different filters in every app. Facebook has filters, Instagram has filters, Snapchat has filters. I believe that's it.
mm,
Right, Anna? If not, let me know if any other that should be optimized. Yeah. Yeah. PC version, not, yeah. I don't see what the big call for it for, because we're at, and I have to check the stats, but we're at smartphone saturation,
exactly,
which means that market, the market where people don't have a smartphone is kind of small. It's still there, but the majority of people have some type of smartphone that will allow them to to go into apps and such. So we're moving, and we have been for a while, into mobile first territory with everything, with society. So to ask for a desktop tool, I'm like, you got to start learning how to use the apps on your phone. There's tons of apps that let you create. There's apps that let you edit video. There's apps that let you create graphics. There's apps that let you edit photos and Photoshop. And people are filtering themselves to death with these apps on their phone. So I don't know. I'm just like, I'm not too excited about the DM on the desktop unless I happen to be working. But then I'm working. I don't want to. That's another thing that's stopping me from working. I don't know. We'll see. I'll let you guys
Another
tell me.
distraction. Okay.
Tell me.
Wow.
Anna says a lot of us use both at the same time. Okay, good. See, I want to know that. And she says, I use my PC less, but sometimes with my iPhone just does. Exactly. I agree with that wholeheartedly. I'm just saying that mobile, we're moving. It used to be that desktop usage was a higher percentage than mobile, but now that we've reached the point where we're at smartphone saturation, at mobile use, because it's so easy and everybody has one and whatever, that mobile usage is starting to outpace desktop. And desktop will always be there because you have companies and corporations and employees that they use computers and they're doing the work. So of course they're going to do some things, like wanting to do direct messages. That's an option. So it's there. It's there.
Well, the thing is too that most companies just issue people laptops,
right?
So that they have the benefits of both mobile and, you know what I'm saying. And then when they come in the office, there's that desktop staring at them.
Right. But a lot of people do things on mobile, and I'm just saying that's increasing more and more. So, but Instagram wants to give guys, people the option to do all of this on the desktop. Hey, I'm not. Who am I to say? Go ahead.
Well, a girl's got to have options. You know what I mean?
But I think I may have mentioned this before, that I'm trying to figure out a way to where I do work everything on the mobile. But like Anna said, it's hard because there are one or two things that I still need the desktop for. Video editing is one of them. And podcasting is another. So because of those two things, I'm still, using the desktop, and I probably always will. But a lot of other things I try to figure out, okay, how can I do this on mobile and do it with my phone? So if I'm out somewhere, I can do it without the computer. Hey, friend, it's here.
Hey, friend.
Hello.
Wow. Did you want to talk to us? We talked a little bit about security. Did you want to say something about security?
Oh, you mean like
last night? Yeah.
Yeah. We had a friend, and people called her and just started asking her questions. Told her that they were from Apple, and wanted to get into her account.
I don't think Apple will call you out of the blue, right?
No, they don't. Well, we need to access your computer and do something and check your accounts and whatever. And we were like, we were shocked, but they don't play fair. The people who do that don't play fair. And they got access to her account. So immediately we changed her Apple ID password and told her, you need to go straight to your bank and talk to them, because she doesn't even have an Apple computer.
Wow.
The thing is that we gave up that data too.
She gave it up. And because they sounded authentic, but there are signals that are, one, Apple don't call you.
Nope, they will never call you initially. They will never initiate the call.
And two, they're not going to ask you for passwords. They're
Yep.
not going to ask you for banking information. Anybody who's asking you for banking information or passwords or anything, hang up the phone.
Yes, indeed. That's a good lesson right there. If they ask for your social security number, your banking, no. Just say, ask them, why do you need it? Why?
And so one of the people said, this person was an attorney. Another lady that we know, she said, the attorney always said, this is the answer I give to everybody. I don't do business by phone.
That's a good answer. That's a good answer too.
Right. And that way you don't have to try and explain that I don't have an account with you and all of that. I just don't do business by phone.
Mm-hmm.
And if they really needed to get you, they send you a letter.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't do business by phone.
Wow.
Please send me that information in writing.
Yep. See, this is the world we're in now, where hackers and criminals and stuff is really easy to rob people now. They don't have to come to your house and push the door in or break the lock or whatever. They just call you up and pretend to be so and so and ask you for this and that, and you say no. No.
Stuff like your routing number and your social security
Say,
number.
you know, what's your manager's name and number? Let me call them. You hold on. I'll call you back. I want to talk to someone higher up than you. And then they'll be like, okay, and they'll give you a fake whatever, and then you have your answer. But you haven't given out any data. You haven't given out any information. So
And
never share that.
Yeah.
And the thing was, they said, well, they gave me their badge number and everything. It's not going to be accurate.
I was gonna say, who can't come up with a badge number?
I could make up 357-643.
Well, see what I'm saying, Terry?
It's easy to make up some numbers right off the bat. 135867. That doesn't mean anything. So you have to, and it's, you know, it's easy to say after the fact.
Well, here's Anna. Anna says, wait a minute. She's talking about the fact that she got snookered. She said I got suckered by that smooth angle too. And she said she leveled up from the rookie that day. Yeah. Not too much, but it was a hassle of a learning experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then she has one more comment here.
Yeah.
She got two more.
Okay, so can you put those up, ladies?
Yeah, okay, yeah, I got them. So she says a whole different group of criminals hacked into her bank account through their phones, and they got in faster than my bank manager could. They're quick and slick. Yep. They that's all they're doing. They're sitting around practicing how to separate you from your money. And it's so easy with phones and computers that, you know, they can route numbers or look like it's this. It's the phishing phenomenon where they send you a link in your email and it looks like apple.com, but it's something else because you have to put your mouse over the link before you click it, and it'll say what it is before you click Gmail.
And
it'll
then
tell you what it is.
Look, for the icon, they use the apple from an emoji. I said they didn't even use the real Apple logo. That is a hint.
There was a bright red apple. Yeah.
But you're right. If they ask you for bank routing information, banking information, don't say, why do you need that? And simply respond, why do you need that? If they're legitimate, they'll say, oh, because whatever. But again, they're not going to ask for that information. Or legitimate wouldn't ask for that.
And my answer would be, I don't do business by phone.
And that's a good answer.
And then contact Apple
and let them know.
Yeah, I'd probably walk in at that point.
Yeah, let them know because they need to know. They need to know that.
Because somebody called, you know, that number that was going around for a while. Hey, your Apple phone has been hacked.
Yes.
I'm like, really?
Yeah. You don't say.
But we can fix it remotely.
You don't say.
And they do that stuff.
And because people don't know how to fix it, they As
Oh, my
soon as
phone
it's
is
done.
being hacked. Let me go to the Apple store right now.
Okay,
Bye.
I'll go to the store. Bye. I'm with you. I'm not. You're not gonna fix it over the phone. And the other thing was, she said, I don't have time to talk to you right now. I'm in the middle of doing something. I said, so you didn't initiate the call, and they wouldn't have been calling you at an
Mhm.
inopportune time
Right.
to try and fix your stuff.
This is one of my responses, and not to things like this, but if I get a knock at the door or whatever, and I say, who is it? And I said, no thanks, and I just walk away. Or the phone, I'll say, no thanks, and click. That's what I do.
Well, you're
I'm
more
really
polite
cold with
than
them.
me. I'm just like, you know what? I did not initiate this conversation, but I do have the power to end it.
Click.
And just hang up should be a slogan.
Yeah, that's what I do. No thanks, click, or I no thanks, and I walk, and they're still talking at my door. I walk away. I'm just really, that's how it's gotta be. Because there's so many things, especially living in New York, there's so many stories about. There was one the other day about the two robbers dressed up like FedEx or somebody. They had the jacket and everything,
That is
and
probably stole
had
from
a fake
somebody.
package, but I could tell the package had duct tape on it. Now
Oh,
Hey,
FedEx, there's no
FedEx
package
ain't
with
doing
duct
duct
tape.
tape. Come on.
Yeah. So they, and they robbed them. But I'm like, okay, who? What? I'm not expecting a package. Who are you? Leave it there. I'm not opening the door.
And wait a minute, FedEx don't, unless they're asking you to sign something.
Right.
exactly. Because they just throw it over the fence like everybody else.
But I saw the I think it was in Queens or somewhere. But I saw the video because they had a whole camera inside and outside and inside. So the guy was at the door with the package. He had on a jacket. It looked legit, but the package wasn't. I'm like, that's not anything that came through FedEx, because that wouldn't even make it through the post office taped up like that.
Well,
And
Come
then
on.
FedEx has a reputation to maintain, and they
Yeah.
don't have no janky looking package.
And if you order something from Amazon, Amazon has special tape. They don't put
Right.
duct tape on their boxes.
Nope.
And I'm not blaming the family. I mean, because you're not thinking, but you have to think.
And then the other thing is, if you have a door, well, the camera is there.
Hmm.
You, I have to tell my mom and other people who just got the bell, use the Ring doorbell.
Yeah.
You don't have to go to the door
You don't have to answer it. You don't.
because they grew up in a generation where you ring the doorbell, you automatically get up and go see who's at the door. You
No,
don't
because see,
have to do that.
I'm of the essence that I'm not expecting anyone. So anybody knocking at my door, you already got one strike, because I'm not expecting someone. The people that I expect have told me they're coming over.
Right. And see, that is in the day and age we live right now. If you're trying to sell cookies door to door, you better get a new routine
You
because
can't.
people are not opening doors.
You can't. I told my daughter, I said, don't you, you do, never, not even for me. I got a key. Don't open the door. I don't want you going to the door, because of those stories of people saying, "Oh, well, it's Con Ed. Oh, it's FedEx. Oh,
mhm.
yeah." Nope.
Nope.
Even the police, they've done that here, where they got a fake badge and they all. Nope. What you want?
Yep, it's just
Because
a
I don't have
trip.
to open the door to you.
Yep, it's just a trip to the uniform store.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
well, Mark says he's hacking us all right now. He wants a free lunch. I guess he's going to hold our data hostage. I don't,
Well, we had a conference here this week, Tuesday and Wednesday, and one of the gentlemen, his name is Jeff Street. He talked about that. He said, "Your data, you think you're getting all this stuff for free? For it's because they want to sell your data, just like TJ said.
mhm, that's
They
what they want.
they are selling your data, and medical data is big too.
Yeah, that's the next thing. And Mark says, I often keep them on the phone for as long as possible, pretending to do what they tell me. Then I always say, I am wondering, how do you sleep at night? Scamming people, cameras, real TikTok. Their responses are varied. I bet they have a lot to say, right? They're not expecting that kind of response. Anna
mhm.
says they call me using the Apple customer service phone number. Apple's aware of them now. Apple steered me to the right first next steps. And
Yes.
then she says, This
Yeah.
is good, useful info. I did not know about the door scam danger. Oh yes, it's big. It's big. It was just on the news the other
And I
actually this week.
suspect that as the holiday comes, Terry, that
Yeah.
it will get even more
Oh, it's getting
common.
bigger. Mhm.
So if your ring is not charged, you need to go charge it, Terralina.
Well, see,
I,
let's tell everybody the biggest thing in France that is you don't have to answer the door if you're not expecting a package or if you're not
Mhm.
expecting anyone. If it's your neighbor, they should say I'm your neighbor, and you should be able to see that that's your neighbor. But
And we will
other
talk
than that,
through the Ring doorbell. What can I
yes,
help you with?
yes, I
Yeah.
will talk. I will not open the. I will talk through the door, and I will look through the people and see who it is. Most of the time, I'm not expecting anyone. So why are you at my door? If it's not the super or anyone in the building or whatever, my neighbors. Other than that, I'm like, doop, doop, doop,
And
doop,
I
doop,
have the Ring
doop.
doorbell. I have
Mhm.
the Ring doorbell, and
Mhm.
I'm sitting in the chair getting my hair done,
Right.
and somebody pulled up, and I was like, "Hello, can I help you?" And now you hear the dog barking.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And the dog is just barking. Well, we have such and such, and I'm not interested. Thank you. Well,
Yep.
we'd like to leave. No, thank you.
See,
I
you
tell
nice.
you.
I said no thanks. I said nope, no thanks, and
And I like that whoever came up with that. I just thank you very much because I don't have to go to the door.
And I can be anywhere and see what's going on at my door.
And Anna says she has windows near the door so she can. And that's the thing. You want to don't just go and open the door. Look through the peephole, the window, the ring. Says, hey, go upstairs and see who's in the driveway. Whatever it is, don't just open. Because what are you doing if you don't open the door? You're inconveniencing who? The
Mhm.
person out there. They're trying to get something from you. Forget them. Forget them.
Yeah.
Unless it's somebody you're expecting, but you know they're coming.
Yep.
And
One
they
more.
better, and they better check in right before they get.
They better call. Who is that you out?
And I need to see you.
And it's not funny
Step
because
in
it all
front of
home
the
invasion.
camera.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can direct them to step in front of the camera, because most of these guys know that there are cameras everywhere. They're trying to avoid them. It's like, excuse me, could you step over here to the camera?
And that's why I like the ring has wide angles. It's like
Yeah.
you roll up here, you're gonna get seen. So
Mhm.
And Mark,
Here in the city, we don't buzz that door for
or open.
anyone,
New York
Marcia.
too. We don't do that. Like I said, it had to be a delivery,
Yeah.
food delivery, someone coming. I have neighbors that will say, "Oh, Terry buzzed me in," but I know the voice, so I buzz
Yeah.
them in. But other than that,
Good.
No.
Hannah says it's a good case for a dog.
yeah.
Okay.
Now, did you all know that we're using StreamYard? I don't know if you talked about this because I was rolling and my signal was in and out. Oh, here's the thing. StreamYard, if you are using it on iPad and you're at version 12, you will
Mm-hmm.
only get audio only. You will not get video.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you're on, you have to upgrade. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Then the second thing,
Upgrade or update?
update your
Okay.
device to 12, 13 or something because it maybe was 12. Anyway, when I went in there, uh,
Uh-huh.
it said you need to update your device, but I'm doing beta testing on 13, so it probably didn't recognize my
Mm.
Right. Yeah. If you're in the beta.
right. So that was one thing. Then the new cool thing with StreamYard is that we can go to multiple places.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I
That
was
too.
like, shut up. We don't have to have Restream to go to multiple locations.
There
Yeah.
you go.
And I was like, yay. So right now we're on our Facebook page, our Facebook group, our YouTube, and Periscope all at one time.
Yeah. And Anna says, really enjoying how people are using StreamYard for their shows. And StreamYard is popular. A lot
It-
of people from Google Hangouts have
Uh-huh.
come over.
yeah.
Love it.
And
So,
it's easy. It's easier than Ecamm.
Yes.
mm-hmm.
And I like Ecamm, but Ecamm don't let you put a couple of people in the seat, so that's
There you
out.
go.
Right.
Zoom doesn't allow you to stream to different places, so
Right.
unless you pay, so that's out. And I'm not going to mention Blue Jeans and the other people who are just a pain to
Well,
you.
okay, well, blue jeans, I felt like that was more for enterprise, like corporations and stuff.
Mhm.
But they're
It was
still, it's still
difficult.
around. But
It's
they're using that if
difficult.
you got like 100,000 employees or something like that.
And it's difficult to use.
Mhm.
Mhm.
It was, you had to encode this and blah blah blah, and I was like, okay, but we're good,
Yeah.
and this is easier. And I like the fact that they charge you up front.
Mm.
If you want the free version, you don't get to, you can't customize your look. But if you if you spend $35, you can stream up to 5 locations.
Oh, okay.
And I'm thinking, okay, so that's better than spending 40 over there.
Right.
Or it really is okay, $35 a month, and you get to do what you need to do, and you don't have to download the video and go put it up on YouTube or put it up on. It took all of that hassle away. Wait, it's like Uber and other disruptors. I don't have to now do the extra step of
Mm.
loading it somewhere else.
Right.
Mhm.
Because as you can tell, it wasn't getting uploaded. If I have to go back and do it again, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
man.
Anna says she heard about the new feature, but she also says here, let me show you this. She says
Okay.
StreamYard seems to be a smoother experience than Ecamm, Zoom, Blue Jeans, etc.
Oh,
Mhm.
did we not? Did we be live? Is it still buggy? Man, it was not.
I tried Be Live a couple of times. Every time I did a live and I went back to look at it, it was like jittery, jumping, like, buggy and skipping. And I was like, I don't understand why everybody loves it. Don't they have a 2.0 out or something now? I don't
I
know.
don't know. I never really could get into it.
Yeah.
But
So
Anna says some third-party apps seem to create a what do you mean?
Flag on camera.
lag
Mm, mm-hmm.
and
And
Mark.
Yeah, Mark's got something to say.
I before disruption was cool. It probably was. I got
Cool.
what are
Oh
you
my
doing over
goodness.
there?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm liking this little. I see how I can use this, and we can help other people who might be a little hesitant about going live or not knowing
Mm-hmm.
what to do.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But this made this a lot easier.
Yes, it did. Yeah.
Hey, Carlos.
Hey,
What's
Carlos.
happening?
Oh, Carlos is here.
Yeah, he just tuned
Saying
in.
morning. It's afternoon. Where are you?
I think he's in New York. Oh, he says,
He might be somewhere else today
yeah,
because
uh,
it's noon.
yes, yeah, y'all, we just now getting started with breakfast around here.
It's his morning. He just woke up.
Oh, okay. Well, Anna says the 2.0 experience seems to have had some unfortunate glitches. She does admit that for Be Live.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
on a news, I always say morning because people all over the world watch. Okay,
Okay, good.
we can say good day, mate. Okay,
Good
already.
day.
Good day, mate.
Um,
Hello works.
Starbucks. I was driving and I was going to stop and go join in from Starbucks. And when I logged on to their Wi-Fi, it greeted me with now you can watch, or now you can read digital papers from the Times, from Washington Post, and some other stuff free while you are
What?
while you're having a coffee or whatever.
Is that right?
Yeah, and I'm thinking it might be if you signed up for their app too.
Exactly.
But
What a nice perk.
yeah, I was like, huh. So I don't have to actually pay for the doggone subscription, which with Apple News, you wouldn't have to do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, Apple News Plus, you can get a bunch of magazines. I just never
Mm-hmm.
have time to read them. So
Yeah, that's the
Exactly.
thing.
Well, is that any different than when they used to come through the door slot? Do you really?
They just cost us. It was $9.95 a month now, but I'm still wasn't reading them.
Yeah. So at least the price has gone down for,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
better at 9.99 a month versus $12 a year per however many.
Yeah. For multiple magazines. Yeah. It's just and you don't have the clutter. I'm just really trying to
I,
keep
Yeah.
I
down the paper.
couldn't. I signed up for it, but I couldn't keep up with it. It's like I didn't have time to read the magazines.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm like, whatever.
Okay. Now, what is going on here with Mark? Mark's out of control. I said, you've been hacked in the name of the word.
For a cost of a grande latte.
Oh, okay. We're
All
gonna
right.
have to end on that. That's a good way to end.
Yes, and with some
Yes.
joy and some fun. Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was good.
Well, guys, we'll be here Monday with coffee, thoughts, tea, conversations. And we want to thank you for tuning in. All of you guys who are watching on the replay, we just want to say hey. And
Hey.
those of you watching live, we want to thank you for joining in the conversation. We were here with TJ all the way from New York City, Francine, my partner, here on the Biz Chicks TV. Hey, friend, it's good to hear from you this morning. And I'm Carolina from California Cover Ups. We're the Biz Chicks, reminding you, don't forget to go to the front of your own line. Thank you so much, Mark. We'll see you later.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.